Welcome to the Immune Edit. I'm Dr. Doug Jones. If your immune system feels like the enemy or you're just tired of not feeling like yourself, this space is for you. Hi, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of the Immune Edit. I'm Dr. Doug Jones, board certified allergist and immunologist, here to dispel myth and help you navigate some of the complexities of our immune system, hopefully providing you some education to empower you along your journey to make more informed decisions. In the last episode, we talked about a little of the basics of the immune system and also where things go wrong. In particular, the marketing terms immune booster, immune support, and how they are not science terms. We don't really describe, as immunologists, we don't describe our immune system in that way. And really, more than anything, we want balance within our immune system. But what I want to do today, as promised, is look at a few labels. And I want to help you understand the marketing and manipulation that goes into some of these labels. So I did a little Google search and found, I just typed in, immune boosters products, immune support products, and came up with a few products here. Now, find any label. If you go in any store and you go down the aisle, you'll see the whole immune booster aisle. In fact, I challenge you to find a product on that aisle that doesn't contain this marketing. Okay. So it's going to have on there some phrase of immune booster or immune support. Now, in this particular product that I pulled up, it says botanicals and immune support with an asterisk. It always has an asterisk right there. I went to a different product. Same thing. It has on there the product's name, more support ingredients with an asterisk, and then another phrase, immune support with an asterisk. Now, on both of these products, when they list these terms, what does the asterisk say? So if you actually go to the product or the back and you read the statement, it says, quote, and this is the same statement, by the way, on both products that I looked at. And I would challenge you to go and try and find a different one, but here it is. These statements, this is the asterisk, these statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Let me just read that one more time. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. So my next question is, what does it do? What is it there for? Why are we even entertaining this product? It doesn't come under the purview of the FDA, so we don't even know if the ingredients that are in there are the actual ingredients. We don't know what any of this means. It's not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. So again, I follow that up with, what is it supporting? What is it boosting? Does it even say? On the first product that I looked at, if you go down to one of the asterisks, because there's several on there, the other one says, activates key cells in your immune system with this product, a natural botanical ingredient that supports your immune health. Oh, really? What cells is it activating? How much are they being activated? Does that activation do harm, or is it helping? And if it is helping, is it clinically relevant? And how much? What exactly is it doing? How is it supporting that immune health? Do you know what? None of that information is listed. And I can almost guarantee you they don't have that information. If they did, I think they'd make it public. I think they would actually come out and specifically tell you, guess what, y'all? This is how this product helps. It's activating these cells. And our data shows that this activation is helping in X, Y, and Z. And it was clinically relevant in these studies. If they had that information, don't you think they'd be telling it to you? I do. The absence of that information speaks volumes. The silence in this case on that information speaks volumes about what they don't have, what they can't claim, what they don't claim. But then it calls into question, why are we using these products? Um, Let me contrast this, actually, these types of labels to a product where I was actually a principal investigator on the clinical trial for this product. Legitimate FDA approved, like this is an FDA approved product. For when you look at this label, it's 28 pages long. Pretty impressive. Why is it 28 pages? Because they actually give you the information. What's contained in this? Indications, specific indications and usage, dosage and administration, the forms and strengths, what it's contraindicated in, what are the warnings and precautions, what are potential adverse reactions, what are drug interactions, how do we counsel patients on this, what's patient counseling information. All of this is and in addition to that, what are the clinical studies and what are their references? And when you look up these references, by the way, they're actual references. They're not made up or AI driven. They're actual references. This is vetted. This is transparent. All the information is there. In every aspect, you can be fully informed on this product. That's why they have oversight, right? So, what does this product actually do? Well, it's indicated in the use of primary immune deficiency, very specific, in adult and pediatric patients 2 years of age and older. It tells specifically how to dose it and all of the contraindications, warnings, precautions, but it also goes over the relevant clinical data from North America and Europe. It's all there. All the information's there. We know exactly what this product's doing. We know exactly that it is an immune globulin or antibody replacement therapy. So this is a therapy that where you're getting pooled donors where that antibody is extracted, and then we're able to replace that in patients with legitimate immune deficiency. But I just want to draw a contrast where so many times there's this notion that if something has the word natural, organic, or hypoallergenic on the label, then somehow it's like better than something that's been vetted by the FDA. I completely disagree with that. Those labels of natural, organic, hypoallergenic, they're not regulated. Not at all. Those products aren't regulated. So am I saying that every pharmaceutical product out there is great and perfect? No, I'm not. But what I am saying is at least you're informed and you know what you're getting. And you know from clinical trials what it's doing. When you're going off onto a nutraceutical product, I think you as a consumer need to have even more scrutiny of that product. You need to have even more research, more effort put in to why are you using this product exactly? Is it just because it says immune support on the label? Is it just because it says natural? Is it just because it uses all of these key marketing terms that companies know if they have it on the label, you buy more of it? Or are you actually looking past the headline? We need to do better. We need to look past the headline. We owe it to ourselves to take a deeper dive beyond the headline, to look at the asterisk, read the asterisk. I know you all read the package inserts on pharmaceutical products because y'all bring them into me and say, well, it lists all these side effects. My thing is, at least those side effects are listed. At least it's transparent and the information's out there, as opposed to some of these other nutraceuticals where it's not listed. It's not put out there. You don't know. You don't know the drug-drug interactions. What would you rather do? Would you rather consume something where you know the information and you know what you're putting into your body, you know the potential risks and benefits, or the unknown, where you don't know, where it's not validated? I'm not saying a lot of all these supplements are bad. In fact, as we get into this even more, we'll get into some of those supplements that I feel are beneficial, but I'll also get into why and what. And no, I'm not going to be selling you a product because that's another red flag. When you are listening to a wellness influencer, one of the top things that I look at when I start listening to them is at the end of this discussion, are they going to sell me a lab or are they going to sell me a product? If they are, they're being paid because you want to follow the money trail on that. And is their recommendations influenced by what's going into their pocket from their sponsor or from that product? How transparent are they? And I'm not even saying that they're even necessarily bad or I'm against them doing that. If they're fully believe in a product and they want to do that, be transparent about it. Let people know. Be as transparent as a package insert on an FDA approved product. Don't be as cryptic as some of the marketing techniques that happen on over the counter products. So again, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that all these products are bad or that influencers that sell some of these are bad. I'm not saying that at all. What I'm saying is look beyond the headline. Look at where the funding is coming from. How transparent are they being in what they're doing? And are you informed or well informed as a consumer? Those are the edits that you want to make. Is just don't be the clickbait and look beyond. Edit that in your life and be a smarter, more informed consumer. That's it for today on the Immune Edit. Please leave your comments below. I'd love to read them and address them. Take care. Thank you so much again for tuning in. We'll see you next time on the Immune Edit. This show is separate from my clinical practice at Global Allergy Immune Network. This show represents my opinions and my guests' opinions. Neither myself nor the show endorses the views or statements of my guests. This show is for educational purposes only and is not a substitute for professional care by a doctor or other qualified medical professional. This show is provided with the understanding that it does not constitute medical or other professional advice or services. If you're looking for help in your journey, please seek out a qualified medical practitioner. It's important to have someone in your corner who is a trained and licensed healthcare practitioner who can help you make changes, especially when it comes to your health.